everybody, this is Bekah with Empowering Pumps and Equipment. I am here with Robert McCowan with Hydro, and we're going to talk about trade shows that are coming up. But first, Robert, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. Thanks for having me. So my name is Robert McCowan. I work for Hydro. I hold the position of strategic accounts and business development for Hydro, working with various partnerships and end users to really facilitate driving our value propositions to our customers.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited to have you here today and to talk about all of the awesome things that are coming up industry-wise. So first, I want to dive into RefCom. And so with this show, it is all about refining. Tell me, how do you envision the integration of digital technologies like AI and IoT shaping the future of the refinery operations?
Yeah, sure. Great question. Well, when we look at today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, you'll notice we have some extraordinary tools and capabilities to gather vast amounts of real-time data. We can tie it all together and analyze it on a macro level. It's really a luxury that we haven't had available until recently. So thanks to things like sensors and different measuring tools, edge computing devices, 5G, cloud infrastructure, the digital advancements have undoubtedly revolutionized plant maintenance and operations by providing valuable insights into processes and performance and practices. So the true power of data lies in what we make of it. Its ability to help us facilitate quicker decision-making and better decisions. And now with the emergence of artificial intelligence, which is a buzzword nowadays, but it in many respects is in its own infancy. It contributes to an automated decision-making process, which is extremely helpful. AI is now a reality because we can integrate a multitude of parameters and variables, then use those algorithms to analyze the huge amounts of data and information. This allows us to detect differences using things like pattern recognition and deviations in the data to help us draw comparisons and really yield predictive insights. So back to your question, in the context of refinery operations, how does this apply? Where critical assets often outnumber the personnel that are probably overseeing them, digitalization plays a very crucial role. By digitizing equipment, a very lean workforce can effectively and efficiently manage a very large number of assets with pretty good precision. So this not only helps minimize unexpected downtime, but it also streamlines repair processes, ensures operational readiness, and all of which business managers appreciate and really strive for.
Yeah, and definitely with the lean workforce that a lot of people are facing, not necessarily out of the desire for it, that's definitely something that is very beneficial. And it just helps you, I feel like, work smarter and not harder with a lot of these tools that we have at our fingertips.
That's it, on the nail on the head.
So, Robert, in your opinion, what are the most pressing challenges facing the refining industry today? And what are the potential solutions or strategies that you see to be able to tackle these challenges?
Sure. So, well, separate from the challenges that are both global and domestic politics, I strongly believe that cultural factors are probably the next leading influence that shapes our willingness to embrace technology or change, particularly when it comes to the new technologies and retiring outdated practices. So it's natural for us as humans to resist change, given the uncertainty and risk it brings. People are more adverse to wanting to do something new at the risk of their profession. However, based on my experience working with a number of industries and all types of manufacturing sectors, particularly sectors such as refining, pulp and paper, steel, I find that they often lag behind embracing innovation, whereas other sectors such as pharmaceutical, semiconductor, automotive usually are at the forefront. And this could stem from maybe it's a culture of caution, possibly with valid reasons that I'm just unaware of, or it may be influenced by the type of demographics of their workforce, where experience and age shape more of the attitudes towards willingness to change. But one undeniable trend that we all know, we all can see, is the enthusiasm for the embrace of technology, innovation, and creativity, especially in the younger generation. So, the youth of today, they seek out opportunities to contribute and be a part of these advancements. They prefer companies that foster ambition, that really leans towards technology, creativity, and innovation. But this generational kind of type of divide isn't new. It's been going on for decades at least, but it should at least serve to highlight the importance that bridging the gap between tradition and progress to ensure that companies can sustain their growth, keep a new refreshed workforce, and stay relevant is very important to their ongoing success. So I would say that I think culture plays a very large role as far as what challenges, especially in the refining community.
I really appreciate that perspective. And I do think that, every generation, each generation is going to have differences in technology and how they are easily able to adopt that. But there's definitely a much greater divide in younger people today versus the older people in the workforce because of that, technology boom and everything just speeding forward at such a rapid rate that we didn't see in the past. And so that definitely does pose a really different challenge of people that have been born and basically like had technology handed to them right off the bat versus the people that weren't. And it is definitely an interesting
dynamic. Yeah,
different dynamic to be able to figure out. And we're all still learning about it.
absolutely. And it seems like it's growing at such a rapid pace that it's hard to even hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. Even, I'm a millennial, so I did grow up with a lot of technology, but I still remember like my dial-up computer and having to unplug the phone in the house
Right.
to be able to use it. So I feel like my generation is some of the last that kind of remember what it was like before. And even my sister, who's much younger than me, like it's just a whole nother ballgame, even though like, yes, I grew up with technology, it's just different.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we talked about RefCom, so now I would like to go to downstream. So with that show that you guys have coming up, and can you discuss any technological advancements or innovations within your company that attendees might particularly find impactful for improving operational efficiency or sustainability within their petrochemical or downstream industries?
Certainly. So downstream is very similar to RefCom. They're both in the refining communities. But to answer your question, over the past 52 years that Hydra's been in business, they've really built a reputation on their excellence for pump repair, parts, engineering, and service. But we've recognized the transformative role that technology plays. So in the last 5 years, we've really embarked on a journey to not only enhance our customer service, but also differentiate what we do from our competitors. With some very thorough and extensive research and development, we've made significant strides in developing a cutting edge condition monitoring solution. It's technologically advanced, and to your point, for the client, it's a very unique value that we derive from Hydra's years of experience, backed by a team of deep understanding of rotating equipment, particularly with pumps, but not just for pumps, for all rotating equipment. This sets us apart, we think, from a lot of the industry and grants us a wide range of flexibility with a level of adaptiveness that you really don't see from other solution providers. So Hydra not only has the technology, but it has the know-how to implement and provide remediation of issues and optimization of problems. So with respect to industries like petrochem and refining, we think it's crucial that they seek support that will help boost operational efficiency and sustainability. It's not just about the business management. Typically where you'll see major consulting firms come in and play a role about advising the business unit, from the ground level, where finding a partner is valuable to the boots on the ground, the day-to-day operations, to making that a success. There are like really two key important qualities in a solutions provider. Number one, probably first and foremost, subject matter expertise is what you're going to need to have of a provider. So they're going to need to understand very intimately how that equipment operates, what equipment demands are, how it performs under certain processes. It's important to understand really how that equipment functions. They need to understand the improvement strategies that increase asset life. And part of that equation is process optimization. So you've got the machine by itself, but how does all that play together in a larger process? And how do you optimize that process? Because if things run smoothly, then they're less prone to wear and tear and less likely to break. So you want the component level, the machine level, and the whole process to operate as efficiently and as smoothly as possible. And then secondly, the solutions provider that a company would enlist for service, they really need to understand how to effectively gather and analyze data, because we firmly believe that empirical evidence is really the basis for informed decision making. You can't effectively manage what you don't measure and track. And if you don't use data to back up your decisions, then it's really just guesswork. And in my experience, no two plants are the same. So you really need to be able to have the data to back up your decisions that drive optimization to achieve success.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And also with what Hydro does in terms of training as well, is very noteworthy, I feel like, too, for people. You definitely are the experts and are able to help people from all stages, but also just the training and thought leadership that you all put out on a regular basis is also helping these industry and professionals and be able to understand what they need to be doing and why.
Absolutely.
Okay, so continuing on kind of the energy train that we're on right now and oil and gas, we also have TPS this year, the Turbo Pump Machinery Symposium. So with TPS, collaboration is crucial for driving progress, especially in the turbo machinery and pump sectors. How does Hydro engage with attendees of TPS and just in general industry peers at this event to foster meaningful connections and share your insights?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'll be able to expound a little bit on your last comment about training and what Hydro offers. So TPS is a very diverse and expansive and really wonderful environment full of seasoned industrial professionals, people who we work with collaboratively, as well as a lot of young and aspiring students from all different backgrounds and interests and colleges and upbringings. And so one of the cornerstones of Hydro is our commitment to training and education. So we offer a range of engaging seminars in a traditional classroom setting, covering various topics on pumps and rotating equipment. And these sessions really provide a hands-on, real-world experience that moves beyond just the theoretical frameworks often found in college classrooms or textbooks. And so these training sessions we put on create a very practical insight that resonates with our audience, drives organic interest in what our company does and how we help serve our customers and our communities. Moreover, though, on the training, we have a Hydro University training online portal where we host a wide range of convenient online courses tailored to meet a lot of different needs of modern learners. So that platform is ever changing and growing. Many of our customers have also embraced this platform. They utilize it to help accelerate onboarding for new employees, or maybe it's simply just a refresher for their current employees for maybe it's a new piece of equipment and they've kind of forgotten some stuff. So it's a really great resource where we find that it helps a lot of our customers and helps a lot of the new students that are coming on board into these industries. But on the topic of meaningful connections and developing relationships, we annually host reliability summits, inviting experts from diverse industries to come and share their insights, experiences, and best practices. And these summits, they serve as an invaluable forum for discussing real world case studies, tackling challenges, exploring emerging technologies, really all without the distraction of sales pitches from a company. It's designed to have these different industry leaders come in and share, and a roundtable, round robin discussion of what's new and what's been working well for them. So we really enjoy those relationships and having those conversations. And then I would say, probably to finish up your question, our commitment to serving our clients goes well beyond just our own capabilities. We've developed strategic partnerships with trusted service providers that we ensure, even if Hydro can't fulfill the needs of the customer, that we can connect with these companies, these end users, with the reputable companies that we have worked with, that also share our dedication to excellence and customer satisfaction. So, we're very big into team playing, and if we can help, that's really where our ethos is centered.
I like it. And definitely, I mean, that the education piece is key, especially, with people aging out of the industry and the newer professionals coming in. We don't want to lose that knowledge. And so companies like Hydro, who are keeping that industry knowledge and sharing it then with the newer generations, is critical for for our industry to continue moving forward.
Absolutely. We couldn't agree more. And that's really how Hydro U kind of started, as we saw there was a need, and COVID had really just happened too. So how do we make sure we had a stopgap to not endure what COVID brought upon us, kept training alive?
Yes, for sure. Okay, so we're gonna switch gears a little bit to some water focus. So AWWA, the A show, is also coming up this summer. We have so many good ones coming up. With the show, of course, being about water, how does Hydro prioritize sustainability and environmental responsibility in your products and services? And are there any specific initiatives or features that you'll be highlighting that demonstrate this commitment?
Sure. And that's another good question. I think it rolls well from our last conversation. At the core of our business philosophy really lies a commitment to ethics and sustainability. If you look at what Hydro does to provide a service, we firmly believe that waste serves no purpose, neither for the company, individuals, and certainly not for end users. So when we evaluate the services that Hydro offers, it's really about how we can optimize an inefficient system for efficiency, for performance, and the impact that extends, that it makes far beyond just a cost savings. And to really get into it, by improving the life cycle of a piece of equipment, we can reduce waste that's generated over its lifetime. So if less parts break, less parts have to be thrown out. If less oil changes need to happen because they're not as necessary as just doing them on a routine basis, but you do them as an as-needed basis, less oil is used. Especially if we can reduce energy consumption and operate a pump at its best efficiency point, we're saving power that has to be generated at a power station. So all of these things create waste. And when you optimize a system, you're really reducing the amount of impact environmentally it's going to have. So this approach not only helps to save resources, but really overall it enhances system functionality and saves our footprint we make on the environment. Also, as previously mentioned, we're excited, to your point about technology, to showcase our cutting edge condition monitoring platform that we've named Centaur. It's our belief that it represents the best parts of man and machine, and that's how we came up with the name. It's Hydro's experience combined with the best parts of what technology has to offer. So Centaur is a tool that's engineered for process enhancements, efficiency monitoring, failure diagnosis, and predictive maintenance, all of which provide a continuous monitoring and assessment of machine health. So by leveraging quality data and our experience, we can drive the changes necessary to make a sustainable and meaningful impact across all types and all fronts of different environmental factors and business decisions as far as cost savings.
Yeah, and I like the holistic approach of it's not just, looking at sustainability in one area, it's looking at the full circle.
Really is. I mean, if you're just trying to achieve a cost savings, that's going to be there. But if you really want to look at the big picture, it's carbon footprint, it's waste reduction, it's improving your process so maybe you can achieve more throughput as a business. It all really plays together.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so obviously, I feel like Centaur feeds into this next question that I have for you in terms of trends. But, looking ahead, what trends or developments do you anticipate shaping the future of the water industry? And how is Hydro working to position itself to adapt and innovate in response?
So I would say that I've seen, especially where AWA is, it's really about looking at water municipalities. That's a huge player of these conferences. And I've seen these different utility providers taking a much more intentional, proactive step towards digital technology and really outsourcing for specialized experience because it's not something they have in-house. Many of these municipalities manage numerous remote sites, such as pump stations, that are often operated unmanned. There's nobody there. And so monitoring these sites for continuous data poses a significant challenge without technology. With the recent advancements of cloud infrastructure, faster broadband transmission of data that we've seen in the last decade, including the adoption of these kind of technologies becomes an indispensable tool for unmanned stations and these companies to operate efficiently. That's really not something we've seen available until, like I said, like probably the last 5 to 10 years, where the big data picture can really tie together. For Hydro, we're constantly looking for ways to grow and looking for ways in which we can continue to be a leader of innovation and service. And as of now, we offer a comprehensive solution for asset monitoring, which is our Centaur platform. And this is something that we find works extremely well for remote sites because it is a remote monitoring application. So taking this raw data, transforming into actionable insights and solutions when it arises it's really not just about identifying problems. It's knowing how to address them. So when you take the data and you turn it into a digestible, actionable insights, it's one thing to say, here's your report, here are how things are operating. It's another report to understand what to do about the problems you have. So that's where we like to really step up and provide that level of expertise that technology is only going to get you halfway. So the best parts of man and machine put you at the other end of that picture. And so in essence, we not only provide the technology, we also provide the expertise to make sense of the data and the remediation for the appropriate action to solve problems, ensuring that our clients have the peace of mind knowing that their operations are in capable hands. And if there is any unforeseen challenges, they've got a resource and a company that has their best interest in mind.
Absolutely. And I do think that the what do we do next step is very important with all of the technology that we have, the resources to monitor all of the things that our equipment is doing and all of that data that we're feeding is that, okay, well, what now? And how do you actually do anything and make a difference with all of this data? And so that is an important thing that I think is that next step that industry is kind of trying to figure out of now we have all of the ability to monitor and figure out what's going on, but what are those next steps to putting a plan in place so that you're doing what you need to do?
Yeah, and the term that I like is analysis paralysis, and you have too much data and you don't know what to do with it. People can feel stuck. So sometimes more isn't better. That's why it's important to have people who can help you digest it. AI is going to go a long way, but right now it can only go so far.
Mhm. Yes, agreed. Well, I mean, you guys have a stacked lineup of shows that you're going to be at. So between RefCom, Downstream, AWWA, and TPS, um, you're going to be everywhere, and people are going to be able to see you guys at the trade shows, but then, of course, be able to see all of the awesome things that you're promoting online. You guys are very active. With us being a partner with you, you make our job so easy because you have so much great content and leadership that you're putting out there that we're able to then share as well. So Robert, I mean, is there anything else that you would like to tell everybody ahead of, going into trade show season?
I would just say if you're at these shows, stop by, just say hello. We've got a ton of different things that we can discuss, from part solutions, services, engineering, technology, and there might be something in there for you. So if you're interested, it could be training. Just come by, say hello, and look forward to meeting you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time. And, everybody check out Hydro, whether it's at the shows or online.
Thanks, Becca. Appreciate your time.